Hey everyone, I hope you're doing great. Today we'll talk about raising capital. Raising capital for hedge funds. So we'll talk about how raising capital for hedge fund is not valid. We'll talk about what you are struggling with right now, how you can improve the track record that you're looking to improve, how you can improve your investment strategy to get more high quality interest from qualified investors, and how you can rise up capital constantly by your own self, by your own sources, and what you actually need to do in order to do that for your own hedge fund so you can scale up your hedge fund as the top performance they are doing constantly in the markets. Today we'll talk about all of that. If you're looking to invest the next 5 to 15 minutes into something that will absolutely benefit your hedge fund, scale up your business, and make sure that you will deliver something new to the marketplace and to all the investors that you have in the pipelines. So today you will have the access to do that. If you are not willing to do that, so that's absolutely your success, your journey, that's your life, and just your time. Let's get into it. So if you are not looking to understand how rising capital would be, it will absolutely will cost you to have low quality investors. It will absolutely cost you time and money. At the same time, it will absolutely cost you time that you will start to spend it on the portfolio, that you can actually spend it on the portfolio management instead of spending it on outsourcing new investors to your firm. Do you understand? I hope you do. At the same time, it feels like the whole business model is not valid for scaling up constantly because you are lacking high quality leads, which is investors, or the best interest out there in the marketplace. So that's how you're feeling right now. You're feeling like, all right, the marketplace is oversaturated. Are you feeling like this business model it doesn't work for me and I need to do something else? Because right now you can't rise up capital constantly. You are lacking to have connections with high net worth individuals who would be interested to invest into your own hedge fund, and you actually want to have solution for that right away right now. So in today's video you will have the access, you will have the answers to all of your questions if you only pay attention and if you understand what I'm going to tell you. At the same time, you know and I know that the top performers in the industry, they are delivering the best return on the investment to the investors. At the same time, they're increasing the assets under management and they keep getting high quality investors constantly to their hedge funds or to their firms. So what they are doing that you are lacking, and how you can start to do that, and how you can understand all the unknown knowledge of experience, the unknown strategies that will absolutely increase or level up your hedge fund. So here is what actually works to build a high profitable hedge fund to stand in the market. So here is what it works actually. You don't raise capital or generate interest from investors. Why? I will tell you. You need to close in the capital target. Most of the time, you are lacking both. So most of the time, you are just trying to raise capital, and you don't understand that you don't only need to raise capital, you need to close in the founding capital. What that means? So that means if you see an investor that is qualified right now, and you start to have connection with this investor, but if you are not closing in the funding from this investor, so you haven't raised capital. You have only done the first touch, and that's where the most of you are right now. You have already done the first touch with any qualified or qualified investor, let's say that, but you are lacking the method of strategies to close in the funding capital from the investor. So most of the time, the progress time or the process time, it takes years to build the credibility of trust with the investor that you have already interacted with. So why are you going through that? Why this journey, it only gets harder for you and not better for you? We'll talk about it. So you need to close in the capital target. Most of the time, you are lacking both generating interest, meeting with qualified investors, and closing in the capital target, negotiation size after the call, and following up. So you are lacking the both of these two. You're lacking to generate interest from high qualified investors, and you are lacking to have any negotiation or following up process after the first call, right? And once you have cracked both of them, so you will understand, and you will see that the industry will becomes easier for you, and it will becomes profitable for you, and it will becomes actually the life changing hack that you wanted long time ago, and that's exactly what they are, the top performance in the hedge fund industry or in the market they are doing constantly. Attending events and charity events are not scalable. Most of the time it will never get you the high quality investors that you are searching for. So even if you're spending 50K on charity, on events, on golf clubs, you feeling and you understand right now it's not scalable for you. It will not help you out. It will not get you there. You need to have something that is scalable, that the biggest hedge funds they are doing constantly. So you need to have a team who would keep touching the deals that have already been opened to close them up and generate leads. So you need to do that. You need to have teams that will keep touching the deals that you have already opened a line with constantly to make sure that these deals will be active or will be on all the time until you close in the founding capital. You got it? And at the same time, you need also to have a source that will keep generating to you new qualified investors. So how you can do that? So to outsource the leads or to outsource the investors, you can use Harvest Exchange, HVST. You can take a look on it and you can do a research on it, and you will also find the Google document of the presentation right here in the description below, so you can have the link for it directly. So it's designed for us managers to attract inbound leads. What I mean inbound leads, inbound investors. So you need to create content on it that it will attract, compels, and converts. So most of the time, that's what the content it has to be about. It has to be about attracting, compelling, and converting. If one of these three they are not in the place, you will never have inbound investors. Today you can just go into the events and do the others old methods that everyone doing right now. The industry is over saturated with not being productive right now. If you can be productive, and if you can actually do an extra mail that not everyone doing in the industry, so you can actually take the extra return that no one else doing it and no one else receiving it except the top performance. So the content that you will start to post on this platform has to attract investors, compels the investors, and converts the investors. Okay, keep that in the mind. Example: what you can start to post right there: how our long-short strategy delivered 12% return amid market volatility in Q4. So that's what it could be. So why you're doing that? You showing your expertise, you showing a unique selling point, and you showing what you are capable for. Or you can have breaking down our risk-adjusted return, a case study in constant performance, something like that. But right here, you would make sure that you would use a language that they would understand, and they will see it way better to understand it, or simple to see it in their own eyes. So 20% of the content strategy, it has to be this type of content. It has to be case studies. It has to be unique selling point of your hedge fund, of your firm. Why you? Why not the others? It has to be 20% of your content strategy that you will start to post inside the platform right here, which it would be Harvest Exchange. Then you will also provide value by analyzing current market conditions and how your fund positions itself. Example: the fee trade decisions implications for hedge fund in 2024, 5 market sectors to watch as a geopolitical risks rise, how inflation resilient strategies are outperforming in today's economy. 10% of content strategy, it has to be this type of content. So why are you doing this type of content? Because everyone who has already interest in this typical sector or in this typical content. So they are investors, or they're looking to invest, or they have been investors, or they are into the finance industry, correct? And this type of investors, or this type of leads that you are looking to attract to your profile, to make sure that they will see the others contents, or they will see the others values that you have already provided before, so they can start to get into the converting process. Establish yourself as an authority on hedge fund strategies and alternative investments. Example: why hedge funds play a critical role in diversified portfolios. Understanding alpha methods and realities in hedge fund investing. So why are you doing that? You just keep educating them that what is wrong, what is right in the industry, what you need to do in order to become profitable with your investment. So you are just educating them more on that. 50% of the content strategy, it has to be this type. Okay. And right here, you have to help potential investors to understand the complexity of hedge fund investing and your unique approach. Example: hedge funds one-on-one, key metrics every investor should know, what differentiates a long short fund from traditional equity investment. 30% of the content strategy has to be this type. So while you're doing that, you are just helping them to understand the industry way better. And now you are addressing, or you are positioning yourself as a authority. You are positioning yourself as an expert that you're looking actually to help and provide value to the others. And who would be interested, or who would be interested of this type of content? The potential investors. So it absolutely will be helpful for you. Take a look at the analytics to maintain which content has worked best for you. Respond to comments and questions on your post to build a report with potential investors. See which investors are downloading your report and or frequently viewing your post. You can see that inside the platform. That absolutely will help you to understand who is interested into your service, or who is interested into your programs, and who is not. At the same time, you will start to host webinars. So only to investors who have been engaging with your content, you can start to invite them to your webinar. You can reach out to them and invite them to webinar to educate them, or to present into your intro deck of your firm. Example: join us. You can write this message right here. You can have this message as a post. Example: join us date the webinar. Example: join us date for an exclusive mastermind webinar on hedge fund lucrative investment strategy for 2024. Well, typically it will cost you 299. Right now it will cost you zero for the first 20 spots. So now you're giving something that it will be valuable. Hopefully that you will do that. And now you're making sure that you can grab their attention, to everyone who has already been started to interact, everyone who has already interacted with your posts before. Make sure to add value to your post to grab attention in the way you are presenting the webinar. So the more value you are presenting the webinar with, the better it gets to grab their attention. The more investors they will be inside, the higher percentage of the investors that you would close. Value to your post to grab their attention in ways that you are presenting the webinar with. So how you would do that? People like what feels hard to get and only they are willing to have. All right. So people, they like to see that, and they like to see that. Once you have already cracked that, so you will start to get investors who would be interested to be inside the webinar. Okay. If you haven't cracked that, so you will not get any investors, that you will not get the numbers that you have already planned to get. All right. I will be completely honest with you. So you need to make sure that the way you are presenting the webinar to investors, that would be absolutely compelling, grab their attention, and it has to sound like you will provide the best of the best value that they can ever get in the industry. And that absolutely you will do. You need also to deliver on the promises that you have already prompted them that you will deliver. You need to do that. You need to deliver all the you need to over deliver actually on all the promises that you have already prompted them before, because now you are building your own brand and you're building your own hedge fund. So it will not make sense to um, to harm your brand or your hedge fund for the long term if you are not willing to do that. So use the example above. That's what I have already provided to you above right here. So that's the example. At the end, at the end of the webinar, you need to ask for interest directly to take it further. So you need to collect emails to everyone who has already showed interest, collect their emails, their phone number, and you will start to add them up to CRM list. Yeah, add them up to CRM list with what we're looking to have for investment opportunities. And at the same time, you will need to write down what they are looking to have for investment opportunities so you understand what you will start to present to them later on. Send an email after the webinar to book one-on-one call. Then after the call, you need to have a team who will follow up, provide all the materials and answer questions. Most the deals they are closed after the eight touches. Eight touches. Losing deals happen when you don't put in the offer to follow up constantly. So make sure that you need to follow up. Make sure that you will follow up constantly to close in the founding capital. Most of the time, you are just making the first or second touch or the third touch, and then you see that the investor they starting to get into a new line or new interest with others projects, and you keep stopping you stopping following up with them, and that will absolutely not make sense to anyone. You need actually to keep following up with the investors for the long term, and most of the deals they are getting closed after the eighth touch. So that was everything for today. I hope it was valuable. I hope you gained something new that you wanted to gain from it. And if you're looking to take a look on other videos, so you can find the links to them in the description below. Thank you so much.